Welcome to the Dray way. 5 days away. Can you believe we're 5 days away from the election? And with 5 days left, you know where I want to start off? I want to start off because somebody asked me yesterday, they said, why are you not voting for Donald Trump? And I'm like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, I'm serious. Why aren't you voting for him? I said, in tribute to there being 5 days left to the election, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I'm not voting for Donald Trump. Number one, we have a record. Of Donald Trump being president. And he did a terrible job. I mean, $8 trillion in debt, hundreds of thousands of people dead from a pandemic. The economy, when he left, was in complete shambles, and over 100,000 farmers lost their farms, and tens of thousands of oil workers and the oil industry in shambles. And you want me to put Trump in office again? No, we have a record of his performance, and it was horrible. It was really, really, really bad. So why would I want to put him in office again when he did a really, really bad job? That's number one. Number two, he treats women badly. As a matter of fact, women, because of him, women have fewer rights in this country. Women don't have the same rights as I do. They now have to worry about when they cross state lines, their medical care can change at the moment they cross state lines. Yeah, see, that's nothing I even have to concern myself or worry about. Number three, Donald Trump is a racist. Yeah, the whole racist thing is a big no-go for me. All right? I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want anything to do with his racism, and he has displayed it over and over and over again. I'm sorry, but if you keep going to rallies and it's all white people, there's a reason. Wake up. Reason number 4 is probably one of the biggest ones for me, and that is his whole idea of deporting people, millions of people, families being torn apart and ripped apart. That's not what this country is, for crying out loud. I mean, do you know how much money, first of all, it would cost to start just deporting people? And deporting them to where and how? And where is this hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars going to come from? And why would we do that to ourselves? Do you have any idea how much damage that would do to the United States? It's hard to even fathom. But let me give you the number one reason why I wouldn't vote Donald Trump not only not to be president, I wouldn't vote him to run a Dairy Queen. Donald Trump is dumb. I mean, he talks dumb, he looks dumb, he acts dumb. And you know what they say, if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's a duck. Well, he looks dumb, talks dumb, acts dumb. He's dumb. And I don't want a dumb president anymore. We've had that before. We had it in Trump. We had it in Bush. And people lose their lives when you have dumb people in the White House. And let me put this in the ultimate nutshell as far as I'm concerned. Let me talk to you one-on-one right now. And let me ask you just this one question. And you answer this for me, okay? You have 2 twin 16-year-old daughters, okay? 2 twin 16-year-old daughters. And Vice President Harris says, hey, I want your daughters to meet some friends of mine. We're going to the White House for lunch. Can they come with me? And you would look at Vice President Harris and you'd be like, absolutely. Now, you have the same 2 16-year-old daughters, and President Trump comes up to you and says, hey, I want your daughters to meet some friends of mine. I'm going to take them to the White House for lunch. You okay? What are you going to say? No, seriously, what are you going to say? Let me know in the comments. I want to know. Would you let your 2 16-year-old twin daughters go with Donald Trump? Yes or no? It's a very simple question. And I just want to know in the comments. Just simply put yes or no. Because I'm curious. Because for me, it wouldn't even be I wouldn't give it a second's thought. I'd be like, absolutely not, Mr. President. My daughters have places to go. And one of those places is not with you. But again, let me know what you think. Put it down in the comments. Welcome to the Dray Way. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. You've been watching the shows. You've been commenting, checking things out. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. We are 5 days away from an election, and we have a lot to talk about today. So welcome to the Dray Way. We got more to talk about. The one thing about this election that I feel strongly about is that we are at a point in this country where it's important, because I think the United States is going to be just absolutely booming over the next few years. I think the whole thing with AI and the way manufacturing is changing right before our eyes, pharmaceuticals are changing, everything is changing because AI is just exploding on the scene. And one of the things that I want to really focus on is, what type of leader do we need for the future? What type of leader can we have right now that can help us focus on the enormous growth that the United States is going to have? Because nobody wants to talk about it right now, but that whole soft landing has occurred. There is no recession in sight. The United States is doing extremely well. GDP just came in at 2.8%. Consumer spending is way up. So the economy is doing well. It's robust and doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. So we need a leader that can take the goodness that is happening right now and expand on it and help bring back the middle class. I can't keep saying this enough, but if you don't remember the middle class, I'm from the 70s and 80s, and I remember what it was like in the 70s and 80s. And, you know, it was good. And it was good because we had a middle class, because people were being treated fairly and being paid fairly. And then after Reagan got in office, everything changed. Everything changed. But I think Harris brings the opportunity for the United States just to explode with growth and optimism. Why on earth would you think it's a good idea to put an 80-year-old man in charge? How is that the future? Please tell me, somebody in the comments, tell me how the future of this country is in an 80-year-old man that wants to dismantle everything that makes America, America. Everything. Oh, let's get rid of the Department of Education. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of people. Let's deport millions of people. Millions of people. What are we talking about here? How do you think this man that is almost 80 years old, who had to struggle to get on a garbage truck? He almost fell down getting on a garbage truck. And what was all of that about? Really? I mean, I'm sorry, but I mean, I need real candidates. Doing the whole garbage truck clown thing, that's for entertainment. If he wants to do entertainment, let him go back on TV and do entertainment. But the presidency is too damn important. It's too important. And we need real leadership now, real people that understand the government and want to move things forward. And Harris, one of the best things she said in her speech is, you may not agree with me, but I'm not looking to put you in jail. I'm looking to give you a seat at the table. That alone should have you done, finished. Donald Trump is talking about putting people in jail that don't agree with him. He's talking about, this general, that general. Here are generals sworn to uphold the United States and to protect the United States. They've spent their life protecting the United States. And here they are coming out at great risk to say, do not put that man in the White House. He is dangerous. These are 4-star generals telling you this to your face. Oh my God, are we crazy? You know, these 4-star generals they've spent their life protecting the United States. And here they are telling you Donald Trump is a huge, Huge danger. One general said he's the most dangerous person on the planet. Come on, folks. What are we talking about here? We got to be serious. This is serious. This is very, very serious. And we need serious leadership. We need someone that is in tune with government and understands government can do good. I'm sick and tired of people like Trump and Republicans saying the government is terrible. The government can't do anything. Yet in the same breath, they look at you and say, oh, the government can't do anything, but we want the government to monitor women and their pregnancies. Yeah. How does that make sense? How do you think women feel knowing that the government's going to get involved in their lives? And that right there is why you're going to lose this election, Republicans, because women have had enough. Women are saying, you're not doing this. You're not doing this to us. We've had enough. But again, let me know in the comments what you think. We got more to talk about. Stay right with me. Everybody wants me to talk about Texas and Florida, and Texas and Florida are having particular struggles right now because in the real estate space, Texas and Florida are crashing right now. The foreclosures in Texas are way up. The disaster that's happening in the condo market and in the housing market in Florida, it's in a free fall as well. I've been talking about this on TikTok for probably about 2 years. But now it's actually in play. It's actually happening. And the problem is you have 2 Republican governors that have no clue on what to do. And they are, the states, the people in those states, in Texas, in Florida, are at the mercy of those governors. And I hate to break it to you, but you're looking at years of misery ahead. And that is why I believe, now, does Texas and Florida go blue? I don't think they necessarily have the ability to do that yet. It's going to be close in Texas and Florida. It's going to be close. I have to tell you, it's going to be really close. If it happens, I won't be shocked. If it doesn't happen, I won't be shocked. But what I can tell you is, I believe with all my heart that they're going to turn Ted Cruz away. I think Texas is going to go blue enough to get rid of Ted Cruz. Does it go blue enough to get rid of Scott? It certainly should, because Rick Scott is an awful, terrible human being and should not be in the Senate for any reason whatsoever. He doesn't belong there. He shouldn't be there. But, I'm telling you now, Texas is going to put a scare in everybody because you got to remember, the east part of Texas comes in with votes first. You're talking about, Houston, Dallas, Austin, and down by the border. It's going to look very, very blue for Texas. And then, of course, the second half of Texas, which is all red except for El Paso. So does Texas stay blue? I don't know. But what I do know is I believe with all my heart the numbers are there for Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is going to lose. Colin Allred has every right to be the Democratic senator for Texas. And I think that's going to happen. Florida, I wish I knew the voter turnout that was going to happen in Florida. If Florida would just simply turn out and vote, it could be blue. It really could. But do I have faith in Florida coming out to vote in record numbers? No. I have faith in every other state coming in with huge record numbers. Can I say for sure, certain that Florida is going to set new records? No. And that's why I'm going to call Florida and Texas today both coin tosses. I'm not going to call it red. I'm not going to call it blue. I'm just going to simply say they're both extremely close, and it's probably a coin toss. But I'm hoping Florida and Texas are blue enough to flip. I'm with all my heart, I believe Ted Cruz is gone. Do I believe with all my heart that Rick Scott is gone? I think that's going to be a tougher push because this man, for some reason, people vote for him, and I just don't know why, because he brings nothing to the table, and he's constantly talking about getting rid of Social Security. He's constantly talking about getting rid of it. So why anyone over 50 or 55 votes for this man, I have no idea. It's a complete mystery to me. But that's my take right now on Florida and Texas. The Republican leadership has just got to go from those states. Texas is not being served with a Republican governor. And Texas and Florida is not being served with a Republican governor. Tell me what good over the last 5 years has come from having DeSantis as governor. You can just see Florida slowly starting to crumble and get worse and worse. And it just doesn't seem like he's got a plan for Florida. And Florida is such a diverse state. It was so many cultures, and it doesn't make sense to have a white conservative running Florida. And it certainly doesn't make sense to have a white conservative running Texas. It just doesn't make sense. And I think that this election is the chance for women and Latinos. T-Fang. It's a chance for women and Hispanics to step up and change things. Does it happen? It's a coin toss. Let me know what you think. Do you think Texas goes blue? Do you think Florida goes blue? Or do you think they both stay red? Let me know in the comments. And thanks for joining me for, the Dray Way. I love it that you guys are showing up. I'm having a great time doing the show. Tomorrow, we're only going to be 4 days away from the election. And then tomorrow, I'm going to have my little I voted badge because I am voting today. And if you haven't got out to vote yet, please, 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 no matter what, get out and vote. It's your duty as an American, and it's your right. So exercise that right, and please, please vote. And once again, thank you for joining me at the Dray Way. I hope to see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.